Hello, this is State Representative David Spiller, and I'm excited to share with you some important updates from the Texas House during the 88th legislative session. Last week, the Texas House passed its proposed state budget, and now it awaits the Senate's review. As a member of the House Appropriations Committee, I'm proud of the work we've accomplished to craft the state budget, and I look forward to seeing the final estimates as the bill goes through the Senate and on to the next steps of the legislative process. I hope everyone had a safe and relaxing Easter weekend, spending time with those you love. This week, the House will be in session from Monday through Friday. Additionally, 5 of my bills have been set for hearing on Wednesday of this week. Monday, April 10th, will be convening at 2 o'clock p.m. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we'll convene at 10 o'clock, and Friday will be on the House floor starting at 9 o'clock a.m. The House Committee on State Affairs will meet on Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. or upon adjournment of the House. This week's agenda will be focused on several border security measures, including 2 of my bills, House Bill 65 and House Bill 82. For those of you who are interested in watching the House floor or committee hearings, you can find the link to watch live by going to www.house.texas.gov/video-audio. Since I'll be laying out 2 of my top priority bills this coming Wednesday, this week's bill spotlight is focused on House Bill 65 and House Bill 82. To date, Texas leadership and Operation Lone Star are using every tool at their disposal to secure our border, but we need more authority to pursue legal action for criminal trespass and other similar charges. While the state of Texas has limited authority to enforce federal immigration law, we are able to arrest individuals who commit state crimes such as criminal trespass and other charges. House Bill 65 would provide prosecutors with additional legal tools by increasing the level of punishment for these charges from a misdemeanor to a third-degree felony. By increasing the level of punishment for these crimes, prosecutors will be allowed additional time to prepare for trial, reducing the number of defendants who are released on these charges. Most importantly, though, the increased penalty will qualify as an automatically deportable offense under 8 U.S.C. Section 1227. To stop criminals at the border, Texas must have jurisdiction to enforce federal laws and obtain this authority through an interstate compact with at least one other state and the approval of the U.S. Congress. House Bill 82 would provide the governor of Texas the ability to coordinate and develop an interstate compact for joint action on border security among interested states. Simply put, House Bill 82 would enable Texas and other participating states with a greater understanding of their own needs to allow them to better enforce the existing federal laws on border security and keep our citizens safe. This week, we will highlight the items we passed in the House budget and the issues that constituents have expressed are most important to them. It is important to note the budget process will continue through May. Please keep this in mind as some of these numbers or estimates may change as the bill makes its way to the Senate. I will update you as soon as these numbers become final. The proposed Texas House budget, House Bill 1, for fiscal years 2024 through 25, appropriates $302.6 billion in all funds with state general revenue, what we call GR, spending totaling $136.9 billion. The fiscal year 2023 supplemental appropriations in the House Committee substitute for Senate Bill 30 total $8.4 million in GR funds and $13.97 million in all funds. While remaining well below the required constitutional spending limits, the Texas House has crafted a fiscally conservative biennial budget that meets the needs of Texans. In addition, the supplemental budget appropriates critical funds to complement our current budget. Both budgets work in tandem to address a key set of priorities for the state in the following ways. $17.3 billion in new funds for property tax relief contingent on the passage of HB 2 and HJR 1. Combined, these bills provide 25 cents in school maintenance and operations tax compression, decrease recapture by $6.8 billion, and increase the state share of education to more than 50% for the first time in more than a decade. It allocates $4.6 billion to secure the Texas-Mexico border. $1.6 billion is allocated for school safety initiatives to assist school districts in meeting heightened standards and fund-related legislation dedicated to improving school safety and security for staff and students. $125 million increase to the Alternatives to Abortion program, and by doing so, the House remains committed to protecting the unborn. $200 million will be used to improve Texas ports. $400 million will be directed to flood mitigation. $400 million for deferred maintenance and at state facilities, and $100 million will be allocated for the acquisition of state parkland. $3.5 billion to provide an ongoing cost of living adjustment for Texas retired teachers, contingent on other actions of the legislature. And $1.6 billion for school safety grants, including assisting school districts in replacing or upgrading windows, fencing, communications, and other safety measures. I'd like to give a special shout out to Steve Eberhardt with KGAF in Gainesville, who recommended this new audio format idea as part of our update. This option to listen to our Capitol updates via audio is an alternative way to stay informed for constituents on the go. Thank you also to our local radio stations in House District 68 who have broadcasted our Capitol updates on their media platforms. It's important to note the audio update will be uploaded after the electronic update is sent via email. And an additional thank you to all of you for listening to it. As always, my staff and I are available for any questions you may have on bills or the legislative process. You can contact our office at 512-463-0526. I encourage you to follow us on Facebook for regular updates at Representative David Spiller. And thanks again. It's an honor to represent you in the Texas House.